Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most baffling and persistent mysteries of the modern world. Imagine hearing a sound that no one else can, a sound that follows you, a low, maddening hum that scientists and experts just can't seem to explain. This isn't the plot of a sci-fi movie. For some residents of Taos, New Mexico, it's their everyday reality. This is the story of the Taos Hum. Let's set the scene. Taos is a beautiful, artsy town nestled in the high desert of northern New Mexico, surrounded by the stunning Sangre de Cristo Mountains. It's known for its historic adobe buildings, vibrant art scene, and serene, almost spiritual atmosphere. But for a small percentage of its population, that serenity is constantly interrupted by a mysterious noise. The phenomenon first gained widespread attention in the early 1990s. Reports started trickling in from residents describing a persistent, low-frequency sound. They describe it as a diesel engine idling in the distance, a faint buzzing, or a deep rumbling, the weirdest part. Not everyone could hear it. Only about 2% of the population in and around Taos reported hearing the hum, earning them the nickname hearers. For these hearers, the hum isn't just a minor annoyance. It's a source of significant distress. They've reported experiencing dizziness, headaches, nausea, sleep disturbances, and even nosebleeds. Imagine trying to fall asleep, read a book, or just enjoy a quiet moment, but there's this constant, intrusive noise that you can't escape. Some have even been forced to move away from the town they love just to find some peace and quiet. So, what do you do when a town starts hearing a phantom noise? You call in the experts. In 1993, a team of researchers from the University of New Mexico, along with scientists from Los Alamos National Laboratory and Sandia National Laboratories, descended on Taos to conduct a full-scale investigation. They brought with them highly sensitive sound equipment, ready to capture this elusive hum and pinpoint its source once and for all. They set up their gear, interviewed the hearers, and listened, and nothing. Their sophisticated microphones and acoustic detectors couldn't pick up anything unusual. There was no audible sound that could be definitively identified as the hum. The only thing they found was that the hearers themselves seemed to have exceptionally sensitive hearing, but there was no external acoustic source to explain what they were experiencing. This is where the mystery deepens. If state-of-the-art scientific equipment can't detect it, what could possibly be causing it? The theories started flying, ranging from the plausible to the outright bizarre. One of the first logical suspects was industrial activity. Could it be a factory, a power plant, or some kind of large-scale machinery operating nearby? Investigators looked into all local industrial sites, but none of them produced a sound that matched the descriptions or the persistent nature of the hum. Plus, the hum was often reported to be louder indoors than outdoors, which is the opposite of what you'd expect from an external industrial source. Another popular theory is tinnitus. Tinnitus is the perception of sound when no external sound is present, often described as a ringing in the ears. It's a common medical condition. However, the Taos hum doesn't quite fit the typical profile of tinnitus. Tinnitus is usually a high-pitched ringing, whereas the hum is consistently described as a low-frequency rumble. Also, the fact that multiple, unrelated people in the same geographic area started reporting the same specific sound at around the same time makes it less likely to be a simple case of individual medical conditions. Then we get into the more out-there explanations. One theory points to extremely low frequency, or ELF, radio waves. Some have suggested that the hearers are sensitive to these waves, which could be generated by anything from military communications systems to natural geological phenomena. The U.S. Navy did have a system for communicating with submarines using ELF waves, but they denied any operations in the Taos area that could cause such a phenomenon. Still, the idea that some people might be able to perceive frequencies outside the normal range of human hearing is a compelling one. And of course, no good mystery is complete without a few conspiracy theories. Some residents have speculated about secret underground military bases or experimental aircraft. The remote, rugged landscape of New Mexico has long been a hotspot for UFO sightings and military secrets, so it's not a huge leap for people to connect the hum to some clandestine government activity happening deep beneath the desert. Is there a secret tunnel boring project or a hidden research facility causing these vibrations? There's absolutely no evidence to support this, but in the absence of a real explanation, people's imaginations tend to fill in the blanks. What's even more fascinating is that Taos isn't the only place with a hum. Similar phenomena have been reported all over the world. There's the Bristol hum in England, the Windsor hum in Canada, and the Bondi hum in Australia. In each case, a small portion of the local population reports hearing a persistent, low-frequency noise that baffles investigators. This global pattern suggests that the Taos hum might not be an isolated incident, but part of a larger and explained global phenomenon. Are they all connected? Is there a common source? One of the most compelling pieces of evidence from the original Taos investigation came from a study led by researcher Joe Mullins. He managed to identify one specific hearer who could reliably match the frequency of the hum they were hearing to an artificially generated tone. This suggested that what they were hearing was real, at least to them, and had a consistent frequency. However, even with this, the source remained a complete mystery. The sounds seemed to exist only in the perception of the hearers. Could the explanation be geological? Some geophysicists have proposed that the hum could be caused by microseisms, tiny, imperceptible earth tremors. These vibrations could be generated by the action of ocean waves thousands of miles away, or by local tectonic stresses deep within the Earth's crust. The theory goes that these vibrations travel through the ground and, under the right conditions, could be amplified by the local geology or even by the structures of buildings, making them audible to only the most sensitive individuals. Taos is located in the Rio Grande Rift, a geologically active area, which lends some credibility to this idea. Another, perhaps more mundane, explanation is the acoustic cocktail theory. This idea suggests that the hum isn't a single sound from a single source, but rather the combined effect of many different low-level background noises from our modern environment. Think about it. Power lines, gas pipes, wireless communication signals, distant traffic, and countless electronic devices all create a symphony of low-frequency noise. For most of us, our brain filters this out. But perhaps for the hearers, their brains are unable to tune out this complex mix of sounds, creating the perception of a single, constant hum. Despite all these theories, we are no closer to a definitive answer than we were 30 years ago. The Taos hum remains a genuine scientific enigma. It occupies a strange space between subjective experience and objective reality. The distress it causes is very real, but its source is completely phantom. For the people of Taos who hear the hum, life goes on. Some have found coping mechanisms using white noise machines or fans to mask the sound. Others have learned to live with it, accepting it as a strange and unexplainable part of their environment. The community has become a sort of support group for one another, sharing experiences and theories in a world that often dismisses what they're going through. The story of the Taos hum is a powerful reminder that there are still things in this world that we just don't understand. It challenges our definitions of sound, perception, and reality itself. Is it a product of our own biology, a whisper from the earth itself, or a ghost in the machine of our technological world? Maybe one day we'll find out, but for now, the hum of Taos continues to be one of the most intriguing and persistent unsolved mysteries of our time. What do you think is causing the Taos hum? Let me know your theories down in the comments below. I'd love to read them. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive into the unknown. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the mysterious. Until next time, stay curious.